We've had some cold air funnels reported today. What exactly is that? And is that a tornado? Hey, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tom Walks. It is Thursday, July the 9th. Let's take a look at the radar. We've had a couple of showers and a few rumbles pop up this afternoon. Most of that is fizzling out now. I'll zoom this out for you a little bit more. They've been pretty few and far between. However, we have had a couple of funnels reported out of this, but important to note, no tornado warnings. Let me get into what cold air funnels actually are. So we have a cold front coming through. You can see it's 84 in Burlington at the time of this recording, 72 in Sheboygan, but more importantly, we need to look at the winds, because the wind will tell us where the cold front is. And you can see that we have kind of conflicting winds from Taycheedah to Plymouth, and that's because we have a lake breeze, but we also have this cold front that is starting to come in from the north. That is providing what's called convergence, or the air coming together, so that's causing the air to rise. We also have the heat around, so that is adding to some energy into the atmosphere, but we also have to look a bit higher up. In fact, we need to look at about 18,000 feet to see what temperatures are doing way up there, and it's 14 degrees. Now, that's not overly cold, but that is cold enough that when you get some of these showers to pop up, in addition to a little bit of wind shear in the atmosphere, and more importantly, the front at the surface, we can see what are called cold air funnels. These are little funnel clouds that could come about halfway to the ground. They're not spinning very fast. You can almost think of it almost like a little bit of a water spout like you would see out over Lake Michigan, but these are very weak. They are not generated in the same way as supercell thunderstorm tornadoes would be. They typically do not reach the ground, and typically we will not see a tornado warning issued from them because it's about how they form. And again, because the atmospheric dynamics are different here, it's really because of the cold air aloft, the warm air at the surface, and then this front coming through. But the wind shear, which is the change in wind direction or wind speed with height as you go up, is not overly strong. It's strong enough to produce some of these brief funnels, but if we had a day where we had some strong wind shear in the atmosphere, we'd be talking about a totally different story today with severe thunderstorms and so on coming through. These are being generated really by weaker showers or weak thunderstorms. That's because, again, as a whole, the atmosphere is weak. But when you take everything into account and some of that colder air at 18,000 feet, you can get a couple of these harmless cold air funnels.